Yeah, man, it froze right when he said that.
Got it. We're live now. Let me go ahead and link this episode. Like enter a new room.
Did he freeze for you too?
Yeah, he did. He just re-entered though. Figure out.
Damn, it's two Blakes. It's crazy.
We got two Blakes.
Why is this other Blake still there? That's the weirdest thing.
They should get out.
They're all there.
Oh, we have one more sub to get to.
Yeah, shit.
Oh, we at $7.99?
Yes, sir.
We just at $7.98 before I came in.
If you're watching
It's that
right
short.
now,
It's that short. It's that DeJounte. I keep saying it. DeJounte Murray.
One? Yeah,
They said they arguing with each other on Twitter. I got to look at it though.
Paulo and DeJounte?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Really?
Yep.
That's hilarious.
What they arguing about? He got embarrassed.
I don't know. I probably look the way he looked at him after he embarrassed him or something. I don't know.
Oh, you sound crazy low right now.
I do.
Yeah.
Yes, because I sound now.
You sound good.
That sound better now.
Yeah. You sound nice.
Let's see. So DeJounte Murray, Ben Carroll said, "LOL, unfollow me on the gram and everything. It must be personal. That's fine. Just make sure you guard up next time and stop sending doubles, fam." Wow. How about
Did Paulo unfollow?
Well, who said?
DeJounte Murray unfollowed Paulo Banchero, and then Paulo posted, "Wow, you just don't follow me on the gram and everything. It must be personal, huh? That's fine. Just make sure you guard up next time and stop sending me doubles, fam."
Wait, so
you figure it's the other way around.
Why did DeJounte Murray unfollow him?
I don't know. He must have said something to him during the game. He didn't want to hear.
You would think it'd be the other way around. Paulo unfollow. Oh, Paulo will unfollow him because he got embarrassed. You would think it's the other way around.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I like though that they're live streaming those games though. Those pro-am games. Those games be dope as hell.
Yep.
Yo, everybody, we're back with episode number 88. We are 12 more episodes to 100. We're getting there. And we're one more subscriber from 800. So if you're watching right now on YouTube Live and you're not subscribed to the channel, just hit that subscribe button and get us 800. And then after that, we're going to try to get to 900. Then after that, we're going to try to get to 1K. And at 1K, the channel will be monetized. We got to do something when we hit 1K subs, though. We got to, I don't know. We are 21. We got to go out and get drinks or some shit. I don't know.
No, we gotta do King of the Court on King of the Court and film it.
So at 1K subs, we start filming basketball content with us. I'm down with that. We cool with that, Blake?
I'm cool. Are you? Yeah, I'm cool with it. I'm always cool with it. I love competition, especially since both of y'all are terrible. But
is that true? We'll let the people decide.
I'm 2000. We're gonna have a boxing match.
Yeah, I can't film no boxing match.
A boxing match.
You don't want none of these hands right here, boy.
I'm gonna knock y'all out.
We'll see about that.
Okay.
We got merch coming up. We talked about that. There are a couple of things that we have to get taken care of before we can really get into the merch. But the designs are done. We got some banking stuff to take care of, some real business stuff behind the scenes that I'll hopefully get taken care of at the beginning of the week. I know we're possibly going to end up changing our banking service from Bank of America to US Bank. So if that's relevant to anybody, that I just decided to throw that in there.
No, they know US Bank people know what it is, what it's always been. Best bank in America. That's all I'm gonna say. But go ahead.
All the insides of US banks smell kind of weird. I remember the last time I went in there, it smelled like I don't know, it just smelled weird.
Have you ever thought it was you, Digger? If you keep doing the different one? I'm just fucking with you.
Always good. But no, it
Boy, I can't hear nothing Blake saying right now.
Always smell like something in there is stale.
Yeah, let's get off the bank smell conversation. I don't even know why I brought banks up. Your audio was choppy too. We couldn't really hear you.
No, I'm just like this is just an observation.
What was I saying? But yeah, once we get the banking stuff figured out, we're gonna start working on getting the merch store opened up, get that out to y'all. We got a couple of really good products. We're gonna start hashing that out. A couple other updates. I'm gonna start my own personal. I know we're probably gonna. I think hopefully we all do this, but I'm gonna go start on my own personal page, and get NBA content through there. I talked to y'all about that. I think maybe we all may start doing that, but I think it's gonna be really dope just so we can interact individually, and kind of get out there as our own like kind of individual content creators. And like I said, the legal report is still gonna be there, but we're all gonna be kind of doing, all gonna be doing our thing just so we can get some more name recognition if y'all want to do it too. So be on the lookout for that. What else we got coming up? We got some new content as far as trying to get some interviews cracking. We want to start doing that. That's like the next level of podcasting. So hopefully we can make that happen this year. I really want us to lock down a couple maybe before the end of the year. That would be dope as shit. Honestly, that'd be really, really dope. To make that happen. So yeah.
Football.
Blake, your audio is here. Let me hear. Yeah. Anyway, what was I saying?
I think it was the interviews stuff.
Yeah,
that we might start.
Yeah. Interviews are coming. We got maybe some NFL content stuff coming on the pod. That's that. I know Carl's happy about that, so we've got that on the way. I'm gonna let Blake and Carl are gonna take the lead on that because like I said, I know enough about the NFL.
Yeah,
but I'm not like super ultra well versed on it. You know what I'm saying? So
you'll figure it out. It ain't hard. You'll figure it out. It ain't hard. I
I'm well versed on it, but I don't know if I'm podcast well versed on it. Just like talk about it like I talk about basketball. You know what I'm saying?
No, they just be throwing that pigskin around that football. You'll figure it out.
That bunch of dudes hitting each other. So
yeah, pretty much. So on today's episode, like I said, during the summer we got to get really creative. During the offseason, we got to get creative. We are what I have as a list of topics. We are going to talk about offseason winners and losers, and we're going to go by pretty much every team that made the playoffs last season, every 8 teams from each conference. So that's going to be the Heat, the Celtics, Bucks, Sixers, Raptors, Bulls, Nets, and Hawks out east. And in the West, Suns, Grizzlies, Warriors, Mavs, Jazz, Nuggets, Wolves, and Pels. We're going to talk about each of their off seasons and say if they won, they made the right moves, or if they lost, if they didn't make the right moves or didn't make any moves at all, and if they're going to be in the same place or worse off. So that's what we got coming for y'all today. Maybe a couple of other subjects or topics, depends on how much time we got, but we're about to lock in on that as the topic of today's pod. So do you guys want to start out west or east?
We can start east.
We can start
east. Go east. Yeah. All right. Do you guys want to go from worst in each conference or go from like top to bottom?
We can go top to bottom. I think that's top to bottom.
Dope. So Miami Heat this offseason, a couple of additions. I know they did bring in who did the Heat bring in this offseason? They actually lost PJ Tucker. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are kind of seeing that as a big hit to their roster. Not any super major moves made in the offseason or whatever for them. I would say they've been in a couple of trade conversations and nothing's really come about it. Like I remember the Donovan Mitchell sweepstakes, and I remember, which isn't over with yet, but there's that. There were some Kevin Durant rumors. I don't know how much we really put any validity into that.
Yeah, I buy the Donovan Mitchell rumors a little bit more than the KD rumors, to be honest.
Yeah. And then now we're hearing some Gordon Hayward rumors. I've heard those kind of getting circulated around, which I'm down with. I don't know how y'all feel, but I value the hell out. I love Gordon Hayward as a player when he's healthy. I think he'd be great for them.
They can have that nigga. Honestly.
Really?
No, because he keep getting hurt, and he's how much he's making? Like $30 million?
Yeah, he's definitely
somewhere around there. And he's a good player. I'm not saying that, but like literally, he hasn't been able to stay on the court. Yeah. So I don't know if I trust him.
Like it's his fault. I mean, things happen.
So. Yeah, very true. So how are we great? Like, given that they really didn't make any moves and they're more like involved in rumors than anything else, than actually make anything happen like on paper. And like I said, they did lose PJ Tucker, who is kind of a big part of their roster. Where would you guys put him as far as were they winners or they losers. And that's far. And with them, with the team that didn't really make any moves, I guess a winner would be, would they be in the same position as they were last season to where they still be an Eastern Conference Finals contender, or did they end up getting worse off?
I'd probably say I think PJ Tucker is a bigger loss than they probably think he is, just because he can probably guard at least one, like position 1 through 4, because of his like just brute strength or whatever.
That's a big man.
Yeah. And he only like 6'5", but he weighed probably like 230. That's big. That's big as hell at that height. But yeah, because he can probably defend 1 through 4. He can knock down some corner threes. Though they have like Tyler Hero and like shooters on the team, I still think he's like a key. He was a key piece to why they got so far because of his defense and the shooting.
Yeah. Blake, do you think they're going to take a big step back this coming season, or do you think they'll kind of be in the same position?
I don't think it's I think it's a big loss, but I don't think it's like that big of a loss just based off of who they still have, like personnel wise, and plus free agency isn't over, so they can still go get somebody. So
there are some names out there on the market. Montrezl Harrell, is still a guy that's kind of linked. I think Kyle Kuzma. I'm not saying they're going to go snag Kuzma from the Wizards, but he's a name that's still out there. But there's still a couple of guys out there that they're going to go get. Montrezl Harrell is an interesting one because I always kind of heard people criticize the Heat's size at times. And Harrell he is undersized in position, but he plays big. You know what I mean? Like, he's a guy you can bring off the bench and expect to do some of the things that any other big man in the NBA, can do well, like rebound offensively, finish around the paint and all of that. I think he would be a solid pickup for him. I think the most ideal thing, though, would be for them to get Gordon Hayward. That's another wing scorer guy who can go give you at least 17 a game efficiently. To Carl's point, his thing is staying on the floor. But I think they have the assets, even though it's late in the offseason, they've got the assets to still kind of make a couple of moves happen. So it's not over with. As far as right now, I would kind of say they'd still be winners because I don't see them. It wasn't enough for them to completely fall off, kind of like to Blake's point. Like losing Tucker, that's a big loss, but it's not enough for them to like fall off the face of the earth and shit like that, so. Yeah,
I give them like a satisfactory grade, which isn't a real grade, but you pass, if you know what I mean. Something like that. We go add that to the list, satisfactory.
Their success is going to be dependent upon like.
I was about.
You said what?
No, I said that's what I was kind of about to say the same thing. I can't really give them like a because they haven't made any legit sign or anything. It's just been one player they lost. Well, not lost, but one player that signed elsewhere.
Yeah. And like I said, their success kind of is relative to everybody else. Like they're a team that, even though they didn't lose anything outside of Tucker, they didn't really go and get anybody. It's got to kind of like evaluate them, put them against some of the other teams in the Eastern Conference. And if you look at it from that perspective, then there are some points of concern because you go look at the next team we're going to talk about, and we're going to transition right into them, the Celtics. They go pick up Malcolm Brogdon, who's been one of the more coveted trade pieces the last couple of years. They've got this elite backup point guard in him, a dude who can make plays at a very, very high level. Like I said, you can throw him in a lot of different lineups. He can play defense. If you want to use him as that point guard in closing lineups or whatever, he can do just that. He's a borderline all-star player. I mean, I think he's not borderline all-star, but he's an all-star caliber player that they've added to this team that just made a finals run. And on top of that, they didn't lose anything. You know what I'm saying? So Boston, obviously they're winners, but does this, and that, let's look at the rest of the Eastern Conference. Does this put them, the moves they made, does this put them at the top of the East next season?
I think so.
Yeah,
it does, because you already had whatnot. That team returning probably already was the best team in the East, personally. And then you add Malcolm Brogdon, and who knows what else they're going to do. I think that just adds on to that title. I think they were the best team in the East even before they went out and got Brogdon.
No.
Speaking of bench pieces too, Danilo Gallinari. That's another dude who's like a legit bona fide scorer. I mean, I remember a couple of years ago the Lakers were really trying to go get him, and he's not a dude who's like off the charts or whatever, but he's just another bucket, So now you go look at him, and they just have a bunch of guys that they can throw in these different rotations they can use. Like now the Aaron Nesmith and some of those other like guys who are just, I guess we didn't really trust them because of their youth and all of that, and they didn't do a lot. You kind of replace some of those guys with, these pieces that you have now, with Brogdon and Gallinari. They're gonna be dangerous. I do think they're gonna be back at the top of the East next season. And to me, the crown is there. I mean, obviously the crown is theirs to defend because they went and got the title last year or last season, but to me, I think with the moves they made, first, I think they probably had maybe, I mean, would y'all say they had the best offseason as far as moves being made? I'm trying to think.
Honestly, in the East, especially. I know that. Because
I
really
I think so.
Oh, no, because I was about to say, because really nobody in the East, probably nobody in the West, I have to think, but nobody in the East really made a move that was of their caliber, getting like Malcolm Brogdon, a 3-and-D player of his type of stature or whatever. So I would definitely probably say, yeah, especially for the East, they probably made the best moves, probably.
I say overall in the league, the team that'd be competing with as far as making the best off-season moves, would y'all say Minnesota by getting Rudy Gobert? Because I feel like now, I don't want to we'll kind of leave Minnesota when we get over to the Western Conference. Yeah. But yeah, without a doubt, Boston made the best moves. What'd you say?
I was about to say that same thing when you was y'all. I said I was about to say the same thing. Y'all was talking about who else made the best move. I was gonna say Minnesota with Rudy. But I don't know how Carl would have reacted. Carl probably don't think so.
Hell no. But Malcolm Brogdon is because, like you all said, they were probably already the best team before they got him. So that just made their move like an A++. They in that category. They A students over there now. They in that category. So
yeah. You know what I hate though is when teams. I don't want to make this the comparison, but what thing I hate the most is when teams who were like amazing a year before go and get better on paper and they disappoint us. Like I hate that shit. Like y'all know
Lakers.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was finna say. Lakers after winning in the bubble, they literally got 10 times better on paper and like 3 times worse the next season. No, fuck it. Like, yeah, about 3 rounds worse the next season.
Say it, just we gonna call it what it is, 10 times worse.
Yeah, and then now you look at them and they're like in complete, I don't want to say a complete turmoil, but it's just so much confusion going on in the organization. So hopefully that's not the case. But luckily what they have is they have an established culture. Udoka's doing his thing. I think he's gonna if Boston ends up having this off the chain season, because to kind of capitalize off what they did last year, he probably end up being coach of the year. You know what I mean? So I think Boston did exactly what they needed to do, and they are right now the biggest threat out in the Eastern Conference. But there's another team out East who I think made a couple of pretty solid additions. I'll skip over the Bucks right now, but I want to go over to because the Bucks didn't really do a ton. I'll go over to the Sixers, and they went and got my favorite backup point guard, who, I mean, people didn't really give him credit for this. They got DeAnthony Melton in the offseason, Mr. Do Something. James Harden obviously took a pay cut as well. They haven't really done much with that money that they kind of freed up. But it's weird. It's a weird position that they're in because it's not like they really went out and got a ton. And honestly, I think, and they did go get PJ Tucker. So they made a couple of good additions as far as role players go. How much better did Philly get this offseason relative to what they were last season? Like I said, it was a weird year last year because you start off with the Ben Simmons thing, and then there's the Harden thing, and he's a version of himself. And I know you guys probably seen the workout videos of the Rico Hines runs he's been at the last couple of days. He's looking a lot quicker and all of that.
Yeah. I was about to say, that's not the video I saw. I saw a video of him and Kevin Durant in the hallway with Travis Scott. I saw that video.
Was stupid. I was like,
that was they're on some type of substance. But for sure. I definitely think that's getting DeAnthony Melton and PJ Tucker. Those are 2 good additions that you need type of players like that in the playoffs. Like when your stars kind of need some help and they need somebody else to kind of pick it up. You need some not stars, but you need kind of role players like that to kind of pick up the slack a little bit, or I would say.
Yeah. And like I said, they're really deep at that point guard spot. Like Tyrese Maxey comes off the floor. You're bringing in Melton, who can knock down threes, who can get to the basket. One of the most athletic point guys. It's insane. I think, would y'all say Memphis, when they had Melton, obviously, did they have the 2 most athletic point guards in the NBA last year?
Oh, no doubt. I think so.
Who was more athletic at the point than DeAnthony Melton, John Morant last year? I may be tripping, but was there anybody else more athletic?
It might not be another point that's as athletic as Ja in the league right now.
See a lot of those. No, I don't know. It's not that sample size probably isn't like big enough. So
let me go team by team here. Let me just go look at.
That's what I was looking at too.
Who has athletic ass point guards? Because there's DeAnthony Melton and John Morant are athletic.
Trey not really that athletic as like Ja. at all. So,
I think there's a
Phoenix.
dude.
This
No,
year,
I don't
Sacramento
think it is.
got De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk.
Okay, yeah. But I don't know if that's close, but I don't know if that's Ja and D'Anthony Melton. Well, obviously that's what they got this coming season. But
Yeah.
last year I don't really think so.
Yeah, no. Malik Monk pretty athletic though. Like he pretty athletic. Like that nigga can actually jump. Like I don't think he's as athletic as Ja, but he ain't too far off, honestly. Because I didn't seen his head at the rim.
Yeah. But yeah, Philly did the right thing. They got another really good wing defender. Those Matisse Thybulle and PJ Tucker, they still have Matisse Thybulle. I think they do, but those Matisse Thybulle and PJ Tucker defensive lineups are going to be off the chain. And defensively, they weren't bad last year, but they weren't amazing. They weren't off the chain. Now I feel like things are really, really well balanced out for them. I think it kind of depends upon what you're going to get out of Harden. And I think we're going to get a better version of James Harden, a more rehab version, a more prepared version. Hopefully.
I hope so. Because if not, it's like, bro, really on the decline.
Yeah. It's
that fast.
That fast. But yeah, I mean, I think they're right back in the. Huh?
How old is he? 32?
Yeah, I think so.
Seems about right. Just guessing wise, he probably is 32.
Man.
Yeah, nigga.
He definitely went on decline fast.
Yeah.
I think his decline is karma. Be honest.
Damn. Yeah. I ain't gonna say karma, but
what has he done wrong?
I mean, he has
being shitty in the playoffs, so that he deserves it.
That and he just has quit halfway through a contract twice, back-to-back years, and just said, "I don't want to be here no more."
I don't want to say karma, but I think it's health. It's all health. I don't think he decided one day I'm not gonna play. I ain't gonna play the game the way I should be playing again. I don't think he made that decision one day. I just think it really just came down to injuries. That's what I think. Well, people gave him a tough time. It came down to him just not being the same dude. Like he was clearly laboring the hamstring and all of that stuff.
It's just a look. It's not real funny. It's just a little funny. He demanded trade, and that team didn't win no championship. And he did the same thing with the Rockets and Nets last year. That shit didn't work out. That's kind of funny to me, just a little bit.
He has something to prove, and I think him and Russ right now, like both, it's crazy that they both a couple years on the same team. And it's their revenge season. You know what I'm saying? I think that
it's only one revenge season. One revenge season for somebody on the East Coast. Some of the other dude on the West Coast is gonna be a repeat of last year.
Damn, I don't know.
I'll be honest. I'll be real honest. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. That's like as worse as you can get. Honestly,
I doubt it. I doubt Russ does that shit again. I doubt it.
No,
really?
Yes.
That's hard to duplicate. That shit he did last year is hard to duplicate. Now, if he does it again, I don't know about Todd, but I'm done with him completely. Like I'm already done with him now. No. So if he repeats that, I'm be like, what the hell?
Done with him to me means for me to be done. Like for me to be done with Russell Westbrook means I've got to ignore everything else he's done over the course of his career. Yeah. And there's like no way I'm doing that. This guy, I always talk about that triple-double record. That's an unbreakable record. People talk about I always say, go back and look at. I'm not gonna do this again. Where I go in this Russell Westbrook rant. But go back and look at how these people were talking about this triple. Go back and look at how people were talking about this triple-double record.
Yeah.
It was seen as this unbreakable record. The biggest stars, the guys who were most likely to get it were like, there's no way it's going to happen. And he goes and does it. Westbrook has broken some of the craziest records in league history. He's going to have, there's nothing he can do. There's nothing Russell Westbrook can do right now to make me look at him less of a player. That nigga's already proved himself. Now he can go get a ring.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to define Russ's career by a championship. Like, I think his whole, what we know Russ as is this grit and grind, go out and do it type of dude. I just think he never really found a team that really fit him the most. There were a couple of windows of opportunities he had. They just didn't really pan out. But the positives of Russell Westbrook's career definitely outweigh the negatives. Definitely outweigh. Like we can look at last season, that like in context of everything that nigga's done over the course of his career, I can't think he's gonna have to do a lot at this point for me to be like, nah, the hell with Russ. Like,
he just love you some Russ, huh?
I mean, go. You gotta appreciate what it like. You tell like in 2017 when KD left, and I remember everybody saying he's gonna go average triple-double, and he went out and did it.
Yep.
That just think about watching that.
What do you do in the playoffs?
That don't mean he wasn't gonna beat Houston that year.
I'm just asking. What he doing
that triple-double stuff crazy, yo. I remember watching it. That was crazy.
All regular season accolades, man, that's amazing.
But they wasn't going to beat that.
That's a lot
Rockets
of
team.
players. That's a lot of players that got that. That's still great though. They got
Yeah.
the regular season. Yeah, he wouldn't go by. He wouldn't. I didn't expect him to beat that team. That's almost impossible.
That was impossible. That Houston team was cold that year.
A regular season trophy then.
Russ is that dude.
He that dude. It's questionable things he did off the court this year, but he that dude.
He that dude. Russ is that dude. Period. Like I said, even also him getting traded, I think that's just more of a. I don't want to get into more Russell Westbrook slander or more Russell Westbrook talk.
Yeah.
Slander for y'all, but talk for me.
No, it's not. I'm just not. It's not slander. I was just thinking like, what if he gets traded again? How many times would that be? Years in a row he's gotten traded.
It'd be like
four.
That's
concerning. Just to me. I don't know about you.
How many were his fault though? How many were his fault? That's my question. How many times when he got traded were his fault?
Probably not that. It definitely probably wasn't a lot that was his fault. I give you that.
OKC was going to move into a rebuilding direction.
Uh-huh.
Then Houston decided that small ball thing wasn't going to work. Washington, I don't really, honestly, if Washington would have ran it back, they would have been fine, I think.
It's been his fault. Well, no, I think it's been.
I'll say two of them out of the four.
Houston and now.
So why was Houston his fault?
Blake?
What did he say?
Why was Houston his fault?
You know them two dudes didn't work together. Now, granted, I'll say that first half of the season before COVID kind of like messed everything up, they was actually doing pretty good. I'll give them that. They were doing pretty good. I think they like led the league, and it's some kind of stat I showed y'all. They had led the league in
paint points. I think it was paint point.
Something like that. They led the league. But once they got to the bubble, it was just now. I don't know if it's just him or the team was just constructed terribly, and it was about time for them to blow it up. Well, he sure didn't help the cause though. But
he wasn't the reason he got traded, because I remember why he got traded. There was a conflict with James Harden, because remember they both wanted out that offseason. It wasn't just Russ. Russ wanted out.
True.
Because Russ and Harden went out because there was a conflict with the management.
Okay.
It was part of his fault, man. That whole lineup is just, you add a dude that can't shoot to a lineup that's just so streaky like that, bro. I don't know, bro.
I'll just say one of them was his fault. And I'll say the Lakers one. I'll say Lakers and I'll leave it at that. Because Washington, Washington was kind of like, y'all could have ran it back and been a playoff team. You know what I'm saying? It's like they got better off without him.
They ain't want that. They ain't want to be no. Well, they could have, because that probably would have been better.
Yeah, because they ain't do shit last year.
But they just, I guess they just didn't want to pay a dude $40 million and just be in the first round, which I understand that, because that makes sense.
They paid Brad the same shit. They're gonna be in the first round next year too. So, but
never mind. Never mind. Hey, never mind. Then
I don't know. It's weird.
They do that for Brad Beal. He's been there for almost a decade. So it's like
true. Very true. Very true.
And he's better. Oh
yeah, he is. So anyway, we always find a way to get to Russ. But yeah, I think we were talking about Philly. They're going to be fine. I think they are going to be while I think Boston's going to repeat as Eastern Conference champs, Philly's probably going to give them the best. I mean, obviously Philly and Milwaukee, who we're not really going to talk about because I don't think they really made a bunch of moves. Milwaukee's automatically going to be winners. Their thing is just staying healthy, staying consistent. I think they have to get back to getting that defensive identity. They kind of lost it last year. They still play defense, but it wasn't to the level that they played it back when they made that championship run. You know, so that's their thing. But that, like a team like Milwaukee, they like in Boston, obviously they're gonna be right back in the position they were in next year. I think obviously they were in last year. Obviously Milwaukee's gonna be
in the playoffs. Wasn't Chris Middleton like hurt?
Yeah, he was hurt. He was hurt that series against
was it Boston? It might have been Boston.
That Boston series, he was hurt.
Yeah, that might have something to do with it. So run that back next season, see what that series would be like with him playing. Because I just remembered that.
I think Boston with him playing, I think, personally.
Mm-hmm.
So Milwaukee's going to be fine. Philly's going to be just fine. Now, here's another team that I think is going to be very scary this coming season now in the Eastern Conference. East is, while I've got Boston doing the shit again, the East is going to be very tough to get out of. But Toronto, now what they've got coming back, Scotty Barnes, who I think is going to make an all-star leap. I don't know if you guys watched the Rico Hines runs, but I saw him at the runs. He's gotten bigger. You know what I mean? This guy's already Scotty Barnes, there's something about his game. I want to say he's a project, but he's not, because he's a level above being a project. We know there's a really wide skill set he has as far as passing, defending, being able to score on multiple levels. It's like I watched the run, and it's like he worked on his post game and he's polishing that up. The 3-point shot, the stroke. I mean, it's still looking a little weird, but if he can get that clip up, that'll be dope. But I think he's going to be primed for like an all-star season. Now, people talk about OG Anunoby a lot in that. Scotty Barnes, to me, is going to be the guy in Toronto just keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Just based off of what he did last year. Yeah. And like just looking at him this offseason and kind of hearing some of the things they're hearing. They've got a great developmental coach. I don't know if you guys know Rico Hines, but he has those offseason runs that a lot of players go to. He's Toronto's developmental coach now. So adding him to the mix. Yeah, adding him to the mix, I think is going to make that team scarier, especially Scotty. I'm excited to see the stride Scotty makes this coming season, because he was off the chain last year. I think he'll make an all-star run this year.
They would, I think, kind of the most underrated team last year. Now they almost carrying. I think they're carrying that into this year too. They're going to be really good. They got a great core, and they're going to be very good.
Yeah. I remember when Scotty Barnes came out of Florida State, like I don't know if we did it, but I saw comparisons with like Draymond Green or whatever. To me, he's going to be a better version of Draymond Green.
My God.
And I can see that. Yeah. I can see that off the first week or couple weeks watching them play. He was going to be a better version of him.
Less annoying. A whole lot.
Yeah. And he's probably a better shooter at this point that Draymond was. The Draymond came in, he was a decent shooter. He's terrible now, but he was actually a decent shooter when he came in. Because I actually saw highlights of him in the summer league shooting fadeaways.
Yeah,
Draymond?
Yeah, I sent it to you. He was shooting fadeaways in summer league, and he was actually shooting his first season. He was shooting fadeaways in the post. Crazy shit. But I keep thinking about that one game he had. Game 7 against Cleveland. We'd be making fun of him, saying he ain't gonna never have that game again in his life. But yeah, I think he had like 32 points that game. That was crazy. But no, yeah, I definitely think he's a better version of Scotty Barnes is a better version of him. They have some similarities.
Very true. Blake was talking about it. Look at the talent they have right now. Let's just go off the rip. Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby, Gary Trent Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Gary,
who's dope. One of the dopest most underrated two guards in the NBA. Obviously, Scotty, Fred VanVleet, a dude who also was killing at the Rico Hines runs, Malachi Flynn, Chris Boucher. Right, like this, like the talent level for Toronto is really, really off the chain, especially at that wing spot. They're going to be a very tough. I think they're one issue. They're a team that has great, principles and a great, just a great group all around. But I think what they missed was just kind of having that one takeover guy. That's why I think we're kind of waiting on OG and Scotty to kind of take that step of being, give me the ball and I'm gonna make some shit happen. I think that's what they're kind of looking for.
Hey. Just imagine if Kawhi was still there.
Woo! Now,
that's literally all they need is one star, and I think they'd probably be like a rival for the best team in the East, easily.
I feel like Toronto was like kind of weird, but I feel like if like Toronto was any other team, they had that same course. Like say like a Miami, or not Miami, it's just any other team other than Toronto. I think he probably would have stayed.
Yeah, I was really mad when he left. I get it. You want to go back to your hometown, but I was like, bro, you ran that country, nigga, for like that whole year. Is like that whole like postseason. That was a crazy run. So I was mad. And they would have, like you said, they would have kept. I don't know if Scotty would have been in the mix, and I don't know if Malachi Flynn would have been in the mix. But like you said, Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet, those guys would have all been there. You know what I guess?
Yeah, I think they will. They got them because of that. Nah, they probably.
And guess what? They wouldn't have ran into the Warriors again because that team broke up. Yeah. So they ain't had them to worry about at all. So
very true.
Who would have known what would happen? But I understand why he would leave too, because it's just you in Toronto, that's a whole nother country, and you got an opportunity to go back home. Yeah. It's like a 50-50. It's like a 50-50. Like I care, but I don't know.
Yeah.
You want negative degree winters, or you want 67 degree winters?
Toronto
nice though. People always say Toronto hella nice. But,
good blend, good cultural blend too. That's why Drake did. Yeah. I learned. You know how we all used to hate Drake doing the Jamaican accent thing. I kind of learned why he does it, because in Toronto apparently there's just such a major blend of cultures. Wherever they're from in Toronto and Canada, there's a big blend of culture, so you're gonna kind of pick up on that stuff.
It's beautiful out there in Toronto. That's what I heard. It's beautiful.
you been?
Just art. Just art. Just art.
I knew Blake was gonna ask that question. Have you been
What'd he
there?
say?
Have you been there?
No, but everybody always tell me it's beautiful. It's just art. It's like art out there. It's beautiful.
It was talking like.
Shut up, Blake, bro.
Blake, what's their ceiling? Is it like how good are they going to be? Do you think they have Eastern Conference Finals written all over them, or do you think they're going to end up running? You don't think so?
No, God, no. I think they'll get under. I think they'll get to second round.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about conference finals yet.
Okay,
maybe second.
I don't know if they had you on there, they might make it. But shit, I don't know if they had you on there, they might make it.
They sign.
Had me on there, I'd be winning
on the bench.
Yeah, nothing. They wouldn't even make the playoffs. This nigga be shooting all the shots. Go ahead, Ty.
But yeah, I think, like I said, the thing I'm looking for most out of Toronto next year is I'm just looking at the individual guys. I want OG Anunoby. I don't think Scotty and OG are going to actually be voted in as all-stars, but I want to see them make that leap to where they're like borderline all-stars. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see that. I want to see OG getting that 20-point a game territory. Carl, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. You just kind of listed off OG's numbers, consistent growth every single year in every category. Scotty too. Like I hope we can see him do that. But yeah, man, I think I'm paying more attention to the individual guys for Toronto more than like this team. I think they're going to be fun to watch, but I don't really think they're going to, as Blake said, I don't really think they're going to make a super deep run because the rest of the East, like you look at that tier one, Boston, Milwaukee, who else? Philly and Miami. Those guys are just gonna be really tough to beat because, like you said, they've got that star guy. Like right now, Toronto's kind of missing it. I'm just looking more at the individuals.
And the crazy thing is, those have been like the same tier one teams for the last 3 seasons. Probably it's been those teams. It hasn't not changed.
Brooklyn made a little appearance and then they fucked it up.
Brooklyn and no, Atlanta made a little appearance when they made the Eastern Conference Finals. And they dropped. So
I thought we was going to be set for the next, or not. Atlanta was going to be set for the next 5 years, boy. You
see, Blake disowned Atlanta. Now he back with him again since they got DeJounte Murray.
I'm kind of in between teams now, so I don't know.
Of course you are.
I don't blame him. Shit. Yeah, I don't blame him. But no, you said you think like Scotty Barnes can make that all-star leap. Is it anybody else you think that like would surprisingly kind of make that all-star leap? Like kind of a dark horse type of pick?
Man, we had a tweet about this a couple of weeks ago. I wish I had it right now.
I told you.
Just in general?
Yeah, dark horse, just anybody that might surprise other people, but not you, I would say.
Let's see.
Could be. I know we did make a tweet about that.
I'm mad. I'm looking for the tweet.
I'm looking for it.
Maybe like John Collins. I know some tweeted about him. He
could be one.
Been a tweener for the last couple of years now.
That boy has been a major tweener. He's been a major tweener.
Yeah. I would probably say, even though we in the East right now, I would just say in general, my dude is in the West. I would like to see, I'm hoping CJ McCollum makes his first appearance.
He's got to.
Because he's too cold. I told you, if he was in the East, he'd probably have like 4 or 5 right now, honestly, like with ease. But since like the West is so guard heavy, it's hard. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah. I would say there are a couple of second-year guys, I think Evan Mobley can be in that conversation. I mean, I just look at his skill set. To me, there's no way this dude. I think he can end up being all-star candidate and defensive player of the year candidate again. You know what I'm saying? So his numbers are going to have to pop up a little bit more. Obviously, he was like second, maybe arguably the best rookie. You can argue the best rookie last year, but it'll be a numbers thing with him. But you just look at him on paper, or look at the film. That dude's like, he's just insane. So I would like for him to do it, and he'll get back in that defensive player of the year conversation. John Collins, I would like to see him do it too, because he, like Blake mentioned, he has been a major tweener, and he's got a lot of he's got all-star potential. He's got all-star upside.
Thing with Evan Mobley is I wish he could make it, but Jared Allen made it last year. I don't know how that's gonna play. Like, is Jared Allen gonna make it again next year? I don't know, and kind of take his spot, but we'll see.
Is there another guy I'd like to kind of just randomly see make that leap? Dude, I had a whole fucking tweet about this. You said
I think he was a reserve, but I'd like to see him get some more. I think he'll get some more credit up now that he's in the East, because I think he almost averaged a triple-double last year.
Too much DeJounte?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a chance they can contend for sending 3 guys there. That'll be dope as hell. We're gonna talk about them in a second. RJ Barrett, I maybe. Maybe out in the East for New York.
Maybe because in the East it's not as hard as the West. So yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. There are a lot of guys here, man. I mean, obviously there's a dude who's never made it, and his thing is going to depend on team success. But De'Aaron Fox,
Yeah,
he's fucking due for one. It's ridiculous how he's been good for too long for nothing to really come up.
Kings are a terrible organization. I'm like so sick of that shit.
Yeah, he needs to move.
They really do. No, they honestly do need to move. Like, how come you just keep being in that city and just losing? That's
mediocrity.
Would you? I don't see. I would like to see Cade make it, but I don't know how possible that is.
I was thinking about Ayton maybe
Jamal Murray.
Yeah,
if he's healthy, him and MPJ.
If he's healthy, probably CJ McCollum or something. Probably not gonna make it.
Yeah,
that's a close one because them two are neck and neck as far as who's better to me. CJ McCollum and Jamal Murray.
That's facts. Yeah. Next team on the list here. Let's go with the Bulls. Nothing really crazy this offseason. Let me go make sure and check. Nothing really off the chain. I think we're just banking on them being healthy. You know, like I think their biggest. I mean, honestly, I think they went and got Goran Dragic, who will be backup point guard, and I'll kind of see. We'll be interested seeing his minutes with Kobe White and those guys because obviously they're going to prioritize Kobe White off the bench more than Dragic. There may be lineups where, you know, we look at those guys on the floor together. Maybe it'll be kind of weird. Dragic was put in a position, though, to kind of look bad last season in Brooklyn. So I'm not going to say he's completely like a lower version. Well, he's completely off as far as being an effective player because no one looked that effective in Brooklyn outside of Katie and Kyrie. They got Tari Eason, you know, the offseason, who showed a lot of good stuff in the summer league. Yeah, I mean, nothing really. They got Andre Drummond, who you guys know I'm not really high on at all, but if that means anything to anybody,
he's an average player.
Yeah,
my favorite player.
Oh, he's the most boring motherfucker in the NBA.
Put him in the 60s. He'll dominate probably.
Oh my god, yeah, he'd be the best big man of all time if he played in 60.
Probably.
What's Chicago doing? Or do you think it was? Let's be honest. If they were healthy, let's say they had Lonzo, right? Is that team making a deeper run, or are they still going to end up losing to Milwaukee and still be in the same position?
I think they still end up losing to Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee was a little bit too good for them.
Yeah. I'll say one thing. I wished I could see Zach LaVine a little bit more healthier because he played that series. Like the last 10 to 15 games, he wasn't healthy. Like he was just trying to toughen up an injury and play through it. So I would have liked to see him healthy, playing at his best, and then Lonzo on the team too. I think they would have pushed him to 7, honestly.
I like your shirt.
I hella waited for you to say something about that, but I did this. I was like, he gonna say something about the shirt. He either gonna make fun of it or he gonna say it's a dope shirt. I was waiting for your ass to say something about that shirt. Got him. So yeah, I think Chicago. So now let me ask you this question: did they move up a tier at all, or are they still tier 2?
Still right there. It's tier 2.
Right where they were.
Yeah, such a shame because I remember thinking they were gonna make this championship run last year, and it was kind of like, I don't really. We reached a point in the season. At first, we thought so. Then we reached a point in the season where you're like, the defense thing is kind of weird. Obviously, Lonzo not being there, played a factor in that because he is one of the best defensive point guards in the NBA. They lost Caruso for a minute because Grayson Allen was being a crybaby again, and a bunch of other things.
Man.
Yeah, man. But I like I said, I remember thinking they get there, and it just didn't. I mean, for them, like I said, it's a matter of staying healthy. Who knows? If they were able to stay like around that top 5 in the Eastern Conference, wherever they were when they were really good, maybe, but I don't really know. They're a really strange team to judge. They play well together, but like I said, for them, it's just a relativity thing, right? It's a matter of how good they are against others. It's not a matter of what they have on paper. What they've got on paper right now is great, and I don't doubt those guys fit together, but it's about matchups. They're going to have a tough time guarding Philly. Vucevic can't guard Joel Embiid. Andre Drummond definitely can't guard Joel Embiid. Ain't a soul on that floor who can guard James Harden if he goes off next season. Then you go over to Milwaukee. Nobody's stopping Giannis, and if you can't stop him, you're not doing anything with Milwaukee. Same position. They don't have the matchups against some of these guys out in the Eastern Conference. I think, as Carl mentioned, they may end up just being in the same spot. So,
yeah, satisfactory. Just leave them right there.
But what do they need to do, though? That's my question is, what does Chicago – they have a great roster. It's just not enough.
They just might need like another big man or whatever. Just not even a skilled big man. Just like I don't even want to say it because Blake weird. But this big man of like stature and there's like a beefy big man or something.
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna, but you know what I'm saying?
Giannis.
Just somebody just big. That's all. It don't even have to be like skillful or anything.
Somebody who could somebody versatile enough to play big and be able to guard a Giannis, right? Like maybe your ideal thing. I'm not saying he can do it, but maybe if Nick Claxton makes a big defensive, I mean, he's already a great defender, but if he takes a major defensive leap.
YSL.
The YSL member, if he can make a major defensive leap, maybe him. Like a guy who can go out there and check Giannis. I really think they're just missing great individual defenders. Like that's really what they don't have matchups right now to stop anybody one-on-one. Maybe they do this thing where they go zone, but at the same time, I think I don't know a lot of teams who are great playing the man-to-man defense, and then they were bad at that, then they just go play zone and they got automatically better. Like I don't know a lot of teams who were like that. Like teams who could switch between zone and man last year, they were great both ways. You know what I mean? Yeah. And plus, like they're gonna go hunt matchups in zones. If you go hunt Zach LaVine or whatever, then you're still in trouble. So yeah, I think it's defense, and I think they're, like I said, they're just weird because they have what they need on paper as far as talent. They got the star players, 2 guys who can close out games and all of that. It's a matter of just not having those great individual defenders, you know. And I think that's really what's holding them back, kind of to Carl's point. So maybe getting some midseason. That's not something that you can't make happen midseason. Go raise somebody's value. Go trade for a motherfucker that can guard, and then just make it happen. They be right in the spot they need to be in. So yeah, they can make it work though, and kind of turn themselves into championship contenders. If not now, they can do it during the season if they can beef up their defense just a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
I think offensively they're fine. It's just what Ty said. It just comes on down to the defense because they just about got everything they need, bro. So
yeah. This Ty's favorite situation next, the Brooklyn Nets. It's their favorite situation right there. I don't even know what to grade them niggas, honestly.
I don't, because it revolves around health and what happens with KD and Kyrie. I almost don't even want to talk about them because I don't know what's going to happen. Now, if nothing happens, they're tier 1. I mean, would you guys? I mean, KD and Kyrie as a duo, they're tier 1.
Oh, yeah,
they fell off. You said what?
I said for sure.
Yeah, like they fell off because guys got hurt. Like there was that point where it was a bunch of nobodies in the starting lineup. I just think when we're talking about playoffs, there are just certain adjustments your coach has to be able to make. There's a point where coaching comes in the playoffs, and it's not always just talent. And Steve Nash is questionable at that. So we'll see.
I think Steve Nash ain't the right dude for the job. Personally, my opinion. And I'm not saying he can't coach like any other team. I just don't think he can coach this team. Honestly. He struggled with adjustments, clearly.
Yeah, it's similar. Go ahead, Blake.
Oh, my bad, Ty. I think that team is just a little bit, because this is his first head coaching job, isn't it?
Yeah.
This to be your first head coaching job, that's difficult, dude. You got to deal with all these characters.
Yeah. No, because they definitely did say before when he got the job, we don't even need a coach on the team. So I don't know how that.
Motherfuckers was saying that like when he first, we don't really need, but I'm
like, damn.
Coach is gonna at some point you're gonna need it. There are a lot of moving pieces on this team, and these guys just didn't fit on the floor together. Like I said, Dragic was used in lineups that he didn't need to be used in. Drummond was too. Like there were just dudes on the floor together that didn't need to be on the floor together. So I think now your only question is, and there's still Ben Simmons. So like I said, we haven't even seen that part. So if they don't do anything, their roster is still perfect. So they should be tier 1, and I expect a championship run out of them. I was scared to grade them and talk about them because I don't know what they want to do. It's like talking to somebody who don't know what they want. I don't know what they want. I don't know what they want to do with their star guys. You know what I'm saying? They have everything they need. They just don't know what they want to do. They should be a championship team. And the reason I'm mad is because I remember how happy I was. I remember how dope it was seeing Harden, KD, and Kyrie all on the same team. I remember saying, "Ain't nobody stop them." And look where you're at now. You still have a great big 3, and you still talking about moving all of them.
Yep. Shit, I guess COVID stopped them. Honestly,
you need to start looking at man. I said after that, you need to start looking at management because there's some idiots up there that don't know what they're doing.
Sean Marks.
Sean Marks. Yeah, man. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And some of it's the players. I'm like, KD, why don't you want to stay and play with Kyrie? Kyrie, why don't you want to stay and play with KD? I just didn't get that part. And there's still Ben Simmons sitting there. So
well, nobody cares about him.
But I mean, defensively, he's a Swiss Army knife player. He's the best defender in the NBA when healthy, and he can give you some things on offense.
Well, he hurt his back sitting in bed. I don't know if his defense is where it is anymore.
We'll see about that. I think he was lying about that back shit.
Yeah, that nigga was lying. The nigga wasn't even doing nothing but sitting down talking about he hurt a disc in his back or something.
Yeah.
Look, Carl, you such a hater. I mean,
that nigga wasn't hurt. He's scared to get on that court. I don't know. He could be hurt. It just did. The timing was off when he got traded. He said, "Oh, my back." So I didn't really know.
I keep saying Carl would be the worst coach to play for.
I'll release all them niggas, bro. If they play bad.
For real. Whatever y'all want. Y'all can't play here.
Ain't play here. Come my game averaging 10 points. No, you need to average 20. You can't come here. We're paying you too much for you to average 10 points, son. You gotta talk something like that. So yeah.
Brooklyn's a championship team if they keep everything they've got. But also, I can see a world where Nash gets fired midseason. I can see that happening. Now, your question is who you go pick up, but I can see that happening because he's just not a good coach for this situation.
But look now, bro, they got rid of all their young talent and it didn't work. They could have still had their young talent with KD and Kyrie. Boom. Now their bench players are like, I'm not saying they're terrible, but they're definitely not what they were.
Yep. Yeah,
they fucked up like that. I think people forgetting about that point. Like they lost Karis LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie, all the other couple young great players they had. They had a great bench and they had a decent starting five or whatever with KD and Kyrie, and they fucked it up.
Yeah.
Let man coach him.
Who's that? Huh? Who coach him?
Let Vince McMahon coach him.
Vince McMahon coaching the NBA?
Vince McMahon coaching him. It's gonna be some fights in that locker room.
What if Vince McMahon was the commissioner of the NBA? Oh my God.
The NBA wouldn't last.
Oh my God.
NBA would be extremely offensive to some people.
That'd be hilarious, dude. Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I present you. God, that was hilarious. I never watched that before.
They put the theme like the theater lights on too when he said it made people actually think he was gonna come out. That's somebody
got to need to start praying in the crowd. That shit was funny. That was blasphemous, but that was funny.
Yeah.
Blake, let's talk about your Hawks.
Oh Lord. I think personally, they actually I'll give them about a B plus. At least just for the
I'll give them an A.
You said nigga name DeJounte?
Mm-hmm.
DeJounte?
Yep.
Okay, DeJounte. But DeJounte Murray move. When I first heard about it, I think one of y'all texted us about it. When I first heard about it, I was like, it's kind of weird because you got two ball dominant point guards, and I don't know who you finna have playing off the ball because one of them got to do it. But I think this is a sign that they're trying to make, at least trying to make a run. That they don't want people to think that 2 years ago it was a fluke, which it's looking almost shaping up to be. But I think they improved a little bit. I wish they could have kept Kevin Huerter because he was decent coming off the bench at least.
Yeah, they can find another.
Give me DeJounte over Kevin Huerter. I love DeJounte every day.
You know how many drafts and undrafted players or shooters like him? You can find a shooter anywhere. Trust me.
I think that Blake, I can see why you kind of question him a bit because we've seen decoys before in the NBA where they go make these major offseason moves and we think they're gonna be the shit and something weird happens and they don't pan out. The Hawks, as fun, they should be. Everybody saw that clip in the crossover league. That's one of the best highlights I've seen of it. That pass DeJounte threw off the glass to John Collins. I'm sitting there thinking, okay, yeah, like this is gonna be the most entertaining team in the NBA. They should be the most entertaining team in the NBA next season. But as far as effectiveness on the court, they have, like I said, there are great pieces around them. There's still DeAndre Hunter there. There's still John Collins, who I think Blake said should be able to make an all-star leap. I don't want them to end up being a decoy, which we've seen before, where these teams are really good on paper and they make all the moves they need to make, and nothing really comes of it. And you kind of see it a lot with young teams who have these really dope combination of players, but nothing really happens. To your point about the Trae and DeJounte fit, it'll be interesting. I think DeJounte is going to have to get his three-point clip up to a certain level off the ball because you're going to be playing – him and Trae are going to be kind of playing off each other, obviously.
I think Trae they might play a little bit more off.
Yep.
Take all that playmaking pressure off of them.
And it's so dope because they're both amazing playmakers. They're both amazing. Both can run, pick, or I'm excited to see how it's all going to work out. This is a very interesting. We've seen a lot of those 2-point guard lineups. This is going to be a very, like we saw with the Kings, with Therese Halliburton and De'Aaron Fox. We saw with a couple other teams. This one's going to be very interesting to watch because we haven't seen 2-point guards with playmaking ability on the same team just like this. You know what I mean? Oh my God, what time is it?
Yeah, it's like it's not 50.
We've been here for an hour?
Yeah, we got 10 minutes to do the West. That's why
Damn. Yeah, no, we ain't gonna do we'll do the West next episode. Wow, I didn't notice that.
No, that's what I was saying, because like West, like that take us a whole nother hour, basically.
We've been here for an hour?
Yep. Because we actually started at right at like 8:55.
Okay, wow.
Honestly. But no, to your point though, I think I actually give them A+, because I just seeing them in the pro AM leagues and them little scrimmages they be doing with other leagues, I actually enjoy watching them play. Now, I don't know if that would translate, that little play we saw last week or whatever. I don't know if that translates to the NBA. I'd love to see it. But still, I'm just excited to see how they mesh well on the court. Because to me, DeJounte Murray looked like an Atlanta nigga to me personally. He just looked like Atlanta nigga. So we gonna see how it work out. So
his play style wasn't San Antonio. It just wasn't.
Yeah, no. I think Pop. That's what I like about Pop though. Honestly, Pop understand if his player he just not comfortable there or whatever, he'd get up out of there, get the best situation for him. I respect Pop for that.
Very true. They're going to be fun to watch, and like I said, I just hope they're not that team that we saw make great moves and make nothing happen. You know, like defensively, they're going to have to do what they need to do. And like I said, DeJounte Murray is going to make you a better defensive team. Still, everybody's got to be on the same page defensively. You know what I mean? There's no room to have a weak defender out there. So Trey's going to have to make strides. Yeah. For him, it's not a matter of just locking down. It's just a matter of him playing better team defense. He'll leave shooters open a lot. He'll, just does. It's kind of lazy stuff, like stuff you can fix. Defense is effort, right? You're not locking anybody down, but if you give the effort, and he should be able to have the energy to do it because DeJounte's going to take a lot off of them. I hope they're going to be good, but I've seen us get decoyed.
Hey, if they good, we might have to go all three, go down there. We can visit Cam while we down there, go to Hawks game. I just thought about that.
Make it happen, bro.
I wouldn't mind taking a little trip, man.
If y'all niggas got money, help me out. But what did he say? Wait, what did he say?
I said I wouldn't mind taking a little Atlanta trip.
Winter break?
Hey,
it don't matter.
I ain't got to winter break.
But we'll see. We'll see.
That'd be dope.
If I can get them tickets for $1, I can get them.
Right.
I know them tickets expensive.
Airlines be kind of cheap though around
nigga, I'd drive there. Forget the airline. I'd drive to Atlanta. I probably would.
I can't sit for that long.
We do got to do a traveling thing. We've been trying to plan a trip, and we ain't really, we that friend group that planned a trip and that happened.
Blake said he can't sit in the car that long. Just take your old ass to sleep for 6 hours. You'll be all right.
I cannot sit in the car that long. I got about. I can take about a 3-4 hour ride. Anything longer than that,
nigga, it's just 2 more hours.
I gotta pee.
Yeah, that's probably what he'd be like. Let me out the car. I gotta pee. You too old, and you can stay in that car and go to sleep. Watch you a movie or something.
That's not what I want to do.
I hate to see your ass try to drive that long. You really wouldn't make it.
We got to do that, bro. That'd be dope as hell. But ATL, maybe. They're maybe right now. I obviously they were winners of this offseason, but we'll see what they do during the regular season. As far as I think their record's going to be good, but it'll be a playoffs thing for them. Like I said, it's all relative. You're talking about going against teams with more experience, with just better overall players. It'll be tough, but I think we're just looking for them to confirm that they're that team. You know what I'm saying? That they can be good for the next couple of years. So I think that's what we're looking for out of them.
I actually want Trae Young to make an MVP push. Personally, me.
I agree.
I want to make an MVP. I think it's about that. He's 28 points last year, 26 before. I think this year, the third or fourth year is the time where like the true star players or superstar players make that leap. Third or fourth year, that's it's time. Time is now. Time is now.
3-time All-Star at this point too. I think he started a couple. It is time for him to make that MVP leap. I definitely agree with you. So, we got to talk about MVP. We're not going to do that till the season really pops up, so we're not doing it too early. But, Trey's a guy I think should be able to make that leap this coming season as far as being MVP goes.
Yeah.
Good pod. We ran. I did not know we went an hour. It didn't feel like an hour at all.
It felt like I was watching y'all niggas. I was watching one of them Roast Me podcasts or something. That's what it felt like. Man, I got to finish that one. I got to finish it.
Blake, you need to start watching Roast Me, bro.
Dude.
Blake, I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
I I might. We'll see.
Man, I can't say one of these jokes that Craig said. I can't say it, but it was funny.
Craig been getting mad lately.
Oh, he got mad. He got mad. He told Brandon, he said, stop. I can't say it, but damn. But yeah, he just told him.
Yeah, that you wrote.
Is it inappropriate?
It's not inappropriate, but I just don't know if I should be saying it because they finally caught up to Brandon kind of being helping out Boo. I know it's gonna sound weird, but this is his name, Boo Capone. That's his name.
The people know Boo Capone. They got
okay. But yeah, they was getting on Brandon and the host for kind of just always tag teaming with Boo all the time. So they probably picked up on it. So they was getting on Brandon.
That was, I knew from the last season that was going to be an issue. I was like,
but what took them so long to figure that out though? Because we've been on that.
Because I could see the guests were getting way off the road, but I could see the guests were getting mad.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, bro, like he was just like, you can't keep doing. He'll like cut you off. What'd you say,
He
Boo?
like, what, Boo? What he do when he do that dance?
Get up, Craig. Come on, Craig.
Get up, Craig. Come on, get up, Craig. Put that gun down, son. Get knocked out like your father.
When we signify, I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start going. Get up, Blake.
Get up, Craig. Get up, Craig.
Y'all ain't
I want to sing a song. What's that
there?
song? Oh, David came up with a song for Boo. He said, "Once you get you know what? Once you get a lighter, something I got it.
A crack joke.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Y'all know old people what they? I'm gonna start saying it instead of Jonan. Y'all know old people call it signifying.
Yep.
What?
They call it. It's called signifying. That's what Jonas called. That's what old niggas call it.
They said some. David Lucas having fun.
Signifying. That's my new word.
I gotta remember. I gotta remember them songs. They be singing them songs. My ass be dying.
Blake said, "What?"
Come on,
Brent funny. Brent, yeah,
look it up.
Brent ass funny too.
Yeah,
Brent
he
hella
is funny.
He kept telling Boo. He kept telling Boo, sit your old ass down. Shit was funny to me.
Blake don't know what we talking about. What these niggas?
No, he don't. He put his glasses on. He thought he'd figure it out. He still ain't. He still don't know.
I don't watch. I'm gonna start watching it.
Yeah, you need to get off that game. Get on that YouTube, boy. You on that game too much, boy.
Who?
You, nigga.
No, I'm not.
You on that game? I ain't played a PlayStation game in 2 years.
Blake be letting the
That's sad.
game. Blake be letting the sports games go to autoplay and he sit and watch it.
Yep. He play CPU. That's all that nigga play.
All right, fellas. That does it for this episode. We're gonna see you guys.
Bro, where you at, right? Where you at, bro?
Damn, Blake, your face itching, nigga. You need to
No,
walk.
I'm just asking, where are you?
The same place I am every time I record.
You in your basement?
No, I'm in a upper room, nigga. Yeah, I'm in the
What
basement.
y'all painting down there or something? I'm used to
Nigga, the
seeing the
walls-
red bar. What y'all do? Paint?
No, I just turned.
I know y'all
turned the
like-
laptop.
I know y'all. Like
I just turned it like, damn, nigga, your sheets ain't on your mattress.
I'm about to say, yo, she's
You
on your
dirty,
bed.
you
Nah,
dirty.
they
Hey,
getting washed.
Ty,
They getting washed.
Here you go. I know
Ty,
you're gonna.
hey, Ty.
I know you ain't. I know you ain't
Ty.
washed your bag. I
Hey,
know you
Ty,
ain't
we-
washed
hey.
yours in about 2 years.
Hey, Ty, it's some Kool-Aid
Oh,
stains on this
dirt.
mattress. It's some
All
Kool-Aid stains.
dirt particles. But I know both of y'all. Ty, you ain't washed
Hey,
that mattress since
the
you moved in
macaroni-
that apartment.
Hey, Ty, it's some macaroni stains on this mattress.
All type of be sleeping with the shirt off on the mattress.
Hey, some jelly
Ty,
stains on this
you
mattress.
ain't washed that comforter since you moved in.
That
I
prickly
bet
ass,
that comforter smell like a dumpster.
that prickly ass mattress.
Hey, that shit hella
that-
flat. He sit
At
on, he
least,
sit
at
on
least
that
it's
mattress.
clean.
Hey, we know why. Hey, we know why that
sleep
nigga.
in filth.
We know why that nigga back was hurt that one weekend. That's that hard ass mattress he's sleeping on.
What'd you say we was doing today? You said something we was doing. Carl was doing something today in the chat. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Are you talking about turn
was it-
point?
Turn
was it me?
point. What is that?
Turn
I
point?
don't know what that is.
It's like something with the house, like when you got a raggedy house and basically.
Damn, you fucked up your own joke. That's
Don't even
sad.
know.
Nah, I mean it's a lot. It's kind of complicated too.
You better get that Kool-Aid stain off up your mattress. I know there's one on there. And
Throw
dead.
that whole bag. Got to power wash that mattress with a hose.
dirty mattress.
They wash that motherfucker with. Hey, they wash his mattress with a damn scrub sponge.
At least it's clean. I'm not sleeping in
And
nasty.
that shit ain't clean, nigga. You sleep with
No,
no sheet
y'all-
on.
Got a rifle tucked in it.
It's sweat. You said a rifle?
Got a rifle
That
tucked in
nigga,
it.
and they got sweat stains on his mattress.
Carl don't believe in cleaning.
Dirty motherfucker.
Dust and
Hey,
crumbs.
Blake, turn around real quick. I want to see some dirt stains from the mattress on your back. Let's see. I'm just playing.
You got dust and crumbs everywhere. Niggas eat and just throw it on the ground. So I get it later.
Never get it.
This nigga got a dustpan on his mattress. Go ahead.
All right, y'all. That's the Jonas session. That's the
Basement
six.
smell old.
Dirty motherfucker.
That whole basement smell old.
You look old. You look
Old
75,
smell.
nigga. 50-year-old nigga, 50 years old, looking 20 or 20 looking 50 years old. I fucked the joke up.
We done with our signifying session.
Signifying.
Them niggas got a classroom.
I don't know if Blake done.
Them niggas
Damn,
got
nigga.
class. They got a class.
His door. Hey, his door to his room a little narrow.
You got
a little skinny.
You got
Your door got a six. Your
You
door got a six
classroom
pack.
ceiling.
Your door got a 6-pack, nigga. That door a little skinny. You ain't
You
been
got a classroom ceiling.
Yeah, the ceiling is old. Take them people to your family room, show them the wooden panels. At the druggies used to use in the 80s. Niggas used to sell cocaine through them panels back in the 80s.
Is Space Jam your favorite movie, bro?
Quit acting like you ain't already acknowledged the shirt. You already acknowledged it.
I'm just asking.
Yes, that's not my favorite movie. It's a dope shirt. I hate this movie. With a passion.
Everybody does, but Blake.
The movie sucks.
Cause y'all don't know nothing about good. Y'all don't have good taste in movies. Carl just look at 5 minutes into the movie and said, I don't like this. Don't actually watch it. I think
everybody did that with LeBron's Space Jam, though. Honestly,
yeah, that movie sucked.
Yeah, it was horrible. Sorry, LeBron. I tried. That movie.
We know Blake had an opinion of it before he even watched it.
I ain't gonna do this.
You said it sucked too.
I didn't watch it because I don't. That kid movies like that is just trash.
I got about a half hour into it. That's what the hell is this?
Yeah,
man, miss some buzz crawling out your vent, Blake. I'm dead ass.
Jalen Green cooking.
Better look behind you.
All right, fellas. Oh, that does it. Dejounte Murray said something else. Hold up. He said something else to Paulo Banchero.
Yeah, read it off. Yeah, read it off.
You tried to flex that number one pick shit on me when I've been rooting for you when you was a kid asking to rebound for me. Oh my God. Don't get on this internet saying nothing. You changed from the humble kid you always was, and I stand on real shit, boy, and you know. You made it and changed, and I lost all respect. Stay humble. This life you in now is real, ain't no joke. I still want to see you win because that's who I am. That is the most.
But you unfollowed him.
Yeah, and so if he talking shit, so what? It's basketball. It depends on what he was saying.
He was talking shit to him too, because when he did that play, he flexed on him a little bit. So I don't know what that was about.
He said you want to come rebound for me.
Yeah, that's funny. He low key sunned him with that. That's a low key sun, but it's basketball.
That's not low key. That is kind of.
Yeah, Blake, you still got the ant problem.
They even beefing
over a game. They was probably talking shit like y'all. Why are y'all bringing that to Instagram? You playing basketball.
Blake wouldn't do that to me. You know better.
I knock you out.
All I know.
I knock you out.
That's all I know. You still got the ant problem in your crib? Automatic.
I knock you out.
Living in that. Hey, Batar, he living in that rodent house.
You ever touch me during the game, Carl? I'm gonna punch you.
Hey, I remember when I shoulder shrugged that nigga. You would thought I hit him for real. The way he flinched. That's funny.
Y'all done?
Yeah, you can end it. I son that nigga. You can end it.
I knock you out, Carl.
Okay.
Yeah, anything else you want to say, Blake?
Nah, man.
Oh, yeah, I made y'all statements. All right, that does it. Don't forget, merch is on the way. I'm gonna get on this banking shit tomorrow and get Bank of America taken care of, and we're gonna switch over to U.S. Bank. That smells bad, according to Blake.
It musty. That bank is musty.
Nigga, that's your top lip, nigga. Nigga go to every bank saying it smell funny. No, nigga, you the reoccurring thing. It's you. No, I'm just playing.
Go paint that back wall.
Niggas,
I know y'all been meaning. Go paint that wall, Carl. Bland ass wall.
I snatch your little cheap ass necklace. You got a necklace from the gas station.
Niggas got about 4 days.
Hey, you know they sell crosses. You know they sell crosses at the
got 4 days. That's tacky. Yeah, that's so tacky.
You got
about 4 different colors in the basement.
What? Nigga, what's tacky? What's tacky? You don't have your sheets on your bed.
A white wall. At least my bed is clean.
Damn, your fire alarm still went off, nigga.
You're dirty. At least my bed is clean.
Your seat got a hole in it, nigga.
I clean my bed.
No, you don't. Show the camera your bed. Show the camera your bed.
Dirty.
Show the camera your bed.
I've seen your room before, Carl. I've seen your room before, Carl.
You smell like urinal cakes. You smell like urinal cakes.
Carl, you don't clean up.
You smell like urinal cakes.
You don't clean up after yourself.
Huh? He just repeating the same joke like a little kid.
He just throws stuff on the ground.
You got shit stains on your wall, nigga.
At least
all right, y'all. Damn.
At least I'm clean.
Right, that's that nigga, bro.
Let's close it out.
I hate when dirty
nigga, shut up. Damn.
I can't stand it.
This talk keeps saying,
non-clean.
Oh my God.
You gotta end it. I gotta end it because we gotta get the shit. I gotta get the shit off.
Oh, go ahead.
Merch on the way. Like I said, we're gonna figure out the banking issue. We're gonna get moving on that. Don't forget download on Spotify and Apple. Don't forget to sub. Someone check if we got that one sub.
I was looking. I don't think we did.
Damn it. Okay, somebody sub.
Let me go look.
Then, yeah.
Whoever it is, I hope you clean more than Carl do.
Nigga, shut up.
That's stupid. And we're gonna see y'all